I've been building email marketing systems for e-com brands for years. But when I saw Alex Hormozi's video on email marketing, I decided to put it to a real-world test. I wanted to see if his high-level principles of leverage actually translated into bottom-line profit for a brand that's trying to scale. So I applied his strategy to a client's store, and the results? They were shocking. In just 30 days, we were able to generate this client over $210,000 in total revenue. Roughly $96,000 of that was attributed directly to our retention marketing system. That is a 144% increase from the previous month. And the best part is 89% of that revenue was generated through our automated flows, meaning the founder didn't have to lift a finger to generate tens of thousands of dollars in profit. So in this video, I'm gonna open up my Miro board and show you the exact technical architecture that I use to turn Hormozi's theory into a profit engine. Let's do it. Hormozi's core message is about owning the audience with email marketing, SMS marketing, rather than renting it through paid ads platforms. And he's right. If you're only focused on these traffic sources at the top, you will get stuck in what we call an ad hamster wheel. You're spending money on ads to acquire customers, but you're never seeing that profit because of product costs, customer acquisition costs, etc. Which is why Hormozi in his video focused on LTV to CAC, which is exactly what we focus on. So how do we fix that? So what we went ahead and did is for this first email right here, we implemented a segmented email. This is an example for one of our clients. Phenomenal people. Go check out their store if you haven't already. But instead of just batching and blasting a generic 10% off or 15% off discount, what we did is we asked the customer what they want to see. Now for this specific client, it's gym apparel and gym supplements, and so it worked perfectly for them. What I suggest you do for this is if your brand is selling just one product, list all of the benefits for that product in these buttons, right? So they're clicking on, let's say it's a weight loss machine, right? It helps with weight loss, but it also improves your muscles and your quads. It also improves your cardio. It improves all these other things. And so basically you're telling the customer all of these things that it helps without them knowing that you're telling them that. You're telling them the benefits without them knowing that they're benefits. They think that they're just picking their goal. They think that they're just picking what they want. Now, if you're a store selling multiple different products, like an apparel brand, for example, if you're selling jeans, if you're selling hoodies or jackets or shirts, you can split those up into 4 different categories and say, hey, what are you shopping for? Now, the whole goal behind this email is whenever they click on that specific button, whatever they're shopping for, what we're gonna do in the back end is we're gonna send them to a specific segment based on what they clicked. That way in the future, we can retarget them with more emails, more texts that are specific to what they're trying to get. And when you're speaking to specific pain points of a customer, that is what every marketer is trying to achieve in this day and age, and really for all of eternity. And that's one of the core principles of marketing. Speak to your avatar, speak to your ICP. And that's how big brands get their 5-6-figure days all while they sleep. And if your brand is a smaller brand, it is no different, still works. To add to all of that, it helps to not be annoying to the customer. You don't want your emails landing in spam or your text landing in spam because then your emails and your text are never gonna work. So instead of being annoying, we wanna be relevant. So this is an example of what your welcome flow will look like when you do that. Realistically, you're gonna have a bunch of different email paths based on whatever they chose, but you get the point. Now, the second part of testing Alex Hormozi's theory was focusing on the second sale. So with that being said, we're gonna slide over to one of, if not the most important set of flows. This is our repeat buyer section right here. All of the flows in red are our repeat buyer flows. This is the flows that are optimizing for that second sale. Now, the post-purchase flow is going to be the one that's doing the main heavy lifting, but all the other flows are going to help as well. Now, the reason that this is so important is because most brands think that once the customer buys, the job is done. It's totally wrong. But for this brand, and really for most brands, the first sale really just covers the ad cost and the shipping cost. The real profit, the money that actually stays in your pocket, is built right here. So real quick, I'm going to go over the main heavy lifter for these set of flows, the post-purchase flow. And really for this first email, this is going to be an urgency email as well. Right? What I mean by urgency is these first emails are usually going to have an offer. Now, whether that offer is a discount or a gift that they get if they make another purchase or whatever it might be, that's up to you as the brand owner. And the best way to go about this is, of course, you want to make sure that you're going to be profitable, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that this offer is something that you almost feel a little nervous about. Because if you're nervous about the offer, then that means it's a pretty damn good offer. And something that Alex spoke about in his $100 million offers book, you want to make sure that your offer is so good that people feel stupid saying no. By automating these follow-ups, we created what we like to call profit arbitrage. We brought customers back to the site to buy over and over again without spending an extra dime on ads. And that's exactly how we reached nearly 45% of total revenue coming from just retention marketing alone. When you own the customer right here with retention marketing, you stop being a slave to your ad account. So obviously you want to implement all of these flows, this entire system, you want to implement it as soon as you start running ads. But once you set up the flows, is your work done? Absolutely not. Scaling to that next echelon of of revenue isn't about finding a hack or a trick that would generate more money for you. It's about doing more of what's already working and less of what's not. We want to find exactly where the brand or business is leaking money. So we use two things. One, my revenue forecast tool. It's free if you want it. Go in the description, get it. Again, completely free, use it. And two, our optimization period loop. The point is we don't want to just guess on what's going to help our brand scale. Instead, we want to look at the numbers, we want to look at the data and make data-based decisions. And that's exactly what this is for, right? So as soon as we launch the email flows, we start the A/B testing immediately. Now, how we go about that, right? We're testing subject lines, content, timing, audience, segments, everything. It could be the preview text even. Text literally everything on your flows, on your campaigns, on your text. Test everything. Once we're doing that, we want to analyze the performance data. Duh. But how do we do that, right? We review open rates, click rate, conversions, engagement metrics. But be careful with this, because if you're only looking at open rates or click rates, then you're just looking at vanity metrics. Those can be important mainly for deliverability, but the most important metrics that you're going to want to look at is RPR, revenue per recipient, and LTV to CAC, lifetime value to cost per acquisition. In simple terms, how much money are you making on that one customer that you bought through paid ads? And then we're going to analyze that. We move into the flow iteration process. Now, this is obviously fixing anything that your data was telling you to fix, right? So whatever you were testing, whatever worked better, do that thing. And it sounds stupid, but I've hopped on so many audits where people are running A/B tests for 3 months and they just don't even know they're running it. Don't do that. Then after that, you're going to refine more with creative adjustments. This is the copy, design, CTAs, stuff like that. And then you're going to update, set all that live, and then you're going to restart and do the exact same thing all over again. At the end of the day, if an automation is making you money, your job is to not leave it alone and instead keep improving it. Now keep in mind, if something is working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So try to do A/B tests that are very, very small changes. And this is exactly how you move from being a technician inside of your business or brand to becoming a founder or CEO who owns a predictable asset that gives you your time and your financial freedom. Does Hormozi's strategy actually work? Clearly it does, but it only works if you have the technical engine to back it up. Oh, and by the way, if you're a founder doing anywhere from $20,000 to $300,000 a month and you want me to go in and look at all of your numbers, there's another link in the description for a free retention audit. We're currently running a double or nothing guarantee promo to where if we don't at least double your investment, you get every penny back. No pressure, it's only there if you want a shortcut. But if you want to keep learning these systems yourself, you should go check out this video on SMS marketing. Most people think that text messages is just being spammy, but in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to scale your brand with SMS marketing without being annoying. I'll see you over there. Take care.